Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg right now, retired U.S. Army, former National Security Advisor to former Vice President Mike Pence. General, it's always good to see you. What do you expect to hear out of Vladimir Putin in the next half hour?
Yeah, first of all, good to be with you, Neil. Glad to see you back. Look, I think that we're at the end of the diplomatic game. It's going to some type of conflict coming forward. You know, I watched not only his national security meeting today, but kind of looked at his body language. I mean, he's made the decision. You know, he doesn't bluff. He's going to go forward. They're going to recognize the autonomous republics that he calls them, and they're going to take some type of military action to seal those off and actually force Ukraine to respond, and then you're going to see a military invasion of some type. He's all aligned to do it. I think that's what you're seeing. I think people talk about having a summit with President Biden and Putin, and I think there's no reason to do that. President Biden should not do that at all. He should say to Putin, you play your cards, we're going to play our cards. Let's see how it ends up.
You know, it's interesting, General, too, because Putin has said he is going to consider recognizing these, separatist states in Ukraine that are Russian-backed. And that, to me, seemed to signal if any harm comes their way or reported alleged harm, he's in there regardless.
Yeah, well, look, I think, Neil, all along he was going to go in. He's just making an excuse to do it. And it's not just a false flag operation. He's been wanting to do this. He has been saying for almost 15 years that to him, Ukraine is a national threat to their security. And he's been figuring a way to carve up Ukraine, and I think he's going to do it now. And he's going to use the autonomous republics, as he calls them, on the eastern one-third of Ukraine, which are predominantly Russian-speaking, as a reason to go in. And he's going to do it. He's amassed an incredible amount of forces. It's really an invasion force. I mean, Neil, he's got 75% of his army surrounding Ukraine with hundreds of fighters and bombers. He's ready to go. This is not a force for an exercise. It's an invasion force, and I think he's going to use it.
You know, real quickly, John, but I love when you're on so I can sort of pick your brain here. A lot of people think that he's fearing these sanctions that are coming his way, but his biggest and strongest currency is his oil, and that's touching in and out of $100 a barrel. Now, he might be limited to some countries whom he could sell it, but in this environment, I dare say he'll probably find quite a few takers.
Yeah, you know, Neil, I'm one of those that I just don't think sanctions work real well. They take a while to bite, and there's always ways to evade them. What I would do is just what you kind of implied there. I would really focus in on his energy sector, and I would tell all the Europeans, and they get about 30% of their energy from Russia. I'd say, you have to go cold turkey on Russia. You just will not use any of their energy, and we'll help you get other energy and support you to do that. But you've got to basically back away from Russia because it gives him money, it gives him the ability to influence especially Germany, and they just have to go cold turkey and get off it, because that's his leverage on Europe, and we need to cut him from that leverage.
All right, we'll watch it closely. General Keith Kellogg, always great having you on.